would be tribute by wife, that is Nana Kunedu, her excellent
tribute, and that is by Princess Amina Ajiman Rawlings, after which Elsie Duncan Williams.
Tribute by the wife, Nana Kunedu Ajiman Rawlings. Wonder at the world. We skipped along with heads held high. Our flag of hope unfurled. Enthusiasm filled our... But then our path grew steep and rough, and clouds obscured the sun. Through troubled times, to ease the hurt away, with caring hands and gentle touch, it helped us through each day. So as the road goes winding on, step bravely, mile by mile. Just as the poem states, we started on a journey, one that was free and easy in spirit. I was innocent, and you were streetwise. There was so much I did not know and understand about the real life outside their roof. I had to learn to understand how to be streetwise, move along with the flow of your friends and acquaintances, but it still did not sit well with me. It went against all the upbringing I ever changes its spots. I was who I was based on family values. I decided I could not change for the sake of love. You finally understood me, to take me as I am. Snooty. I refused to accept that. I said it was based on my values. We had our ups and downs. However, our foundation of love for each other kept us together. We got married, but it did not sit well with me, and I said no. And you very quickly told me you were just tricking me to see my reaction. Family was very important to me. That is all I knew. So it wasn't a military wedding. Because of your disillusionment, there are several reasons we send girls to school. That when you get married, you advised you to encourage me in my endeavors because I tried. It was not easy, but I knew I had you as my support. All morning, cleaning the house and doing all manner of chores before I asked too tiresome or bothersome for you, as you sought to take care of your young family. Which meant, let the darkness in. Intelligence, culminating in the historic trial after the May 15th uprising. Quote Iris Hale-Sudden, but then our path grew steep and rough and clouds obscured the sun. As problems raised their worried heads, we indeed lost our sense of fun. Our little oasis to an open refuge for all manner of people that believed in your Palya Santwa. It felt like the nation would enter our apartment, strangers and friends, visions we had for the children. December Revolution started. With all the difficulties, improvements to the national economy were clearly visible, and I would bring the girls over to visit on weekends and fortnightly. They never could hold back their excitement. Give me your eyes and ears to what was going on around the country. You trusted in the integrity and support. We were able to make the fight for women and children's rights a reality with the passing of the testaments to your concern for your nation when you were made aware of the difficulties women were facing in the country. You never hesitated assiduously on empowering the Ghanaian women. I knew my passion to transform the lives of women could become a reality. I had dreams of improving the lives of the urban poor communities. They totally disagreed with my style. I changed lanes like a sports car, pushing past two trucks driving side by side. I decided to move from the north to the south, east to the west of Ghana. Reports got to you that I was disturbing the People's Defense Committees. After listening to my rationale, you gave me a thumbs up in any fields. With all the opposition I got within the PNDC government, only one male appointee supported me, BBD Asamoah, who urged me on with the women's programs I was doing, since they hold half of the sky. So their empowerment will reflect on how the children in Ghana will grow and develop as well. To raise my own funds, if I felt the cause was important enough, I went all around the world. But I know that God created us for each other. We believed in each other and in our dreams. I dare say we did not do a bad job. As you worked as irrespective of their origins or creed, we were a team, heart in my own way. You always said you did not need titles to define you, so you remained flight lieutenant. But for most, you remained chairman. To me, you were and always will be Jerry, my love, my life. He's the kaleidoscope of the rainbow, the rich gleam of the fox's fur, the shy gaze, the whisper in the wind, the song in the rain, a day, an eternity. Rest in perfect peace, my love. May you...
Wife, Nana Kunedu Ajiman Rawlings, read by Princess Amina. Commander, this is the most...
When the night has come and the land is dark, and no, I won't
extremely well.
be afraid.
Very few people can read their mommy's tributes untouched, but I'm touched. So I'll say yes, she's done very well. She's proving that she's a strong princess.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and on the mountains to crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Stand by me. So darling, oh, stay, please stand, please stand, oh, stand by me, oh, stand by me, please stand by me.
Is by the children, and it will be read by Honorable Dr. Zenato Ajiman Rawlings. After Rawlings.
The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. But the perpetual folly of mankind, always thinking there's more time. This has been so unexpected that translating anecdotes where to begin. Jeremiah, whose mission covers, named you Jeremiah. You knew your purpose to the essence of who you are till your last day, because resonating within you was an organic understanding of a name's sacred sin to that name. You knew this. You did not name it. A warrior's label was thus your gift, and reveled in each name lay your challenge to us to be watchers, never to falter, to stay grounded, to seek our purpose and remain true to us. A name you made up and gave to your first child during the difficult tour of Asante extraction in modern-day Ghana. You named her after Nana Yaa Santua of Ejisu. You named her after the warrior queen society. Kimathi of Kikuyu extraction in Kenya, uprisings that led up to the independence struggle against the British colonial rulers and Africanism. Perhaps it's no surprise that you created a bridge between members. Perhaps at our earliest memories, of the giant for many, your dashing lady love by your side. Oftentimes, we would only see you on weekends as you would traverse the country non-stop, never tired, always heavily concerned with the countries and of the people, your people. They were a part of you. 3 times a week for many years, with first on your lap, when our fingers could barely grasp the steering wheel, was your second love, flying. Experience the wonder and majesty of the Creator by conquering fear, mastering your skill, and trusting that you would create skydive after age 50. You were an artist at heart. Your portrait pencil sketches, but a preview of your natural in the house, reflective of yours and your wife's artistic abilities. You were highly intuitive and perceptive, and spent time with each reality to global geopolitics and more. Whenever we asked you a question, at other times, you would just offer a candid opinion in a few concise statements and move after years of exposure to it. When it was time for us to go to boarding school, you took pride in setting up your barber's shop on the compound of the house. You just as well before hacking our cousin's hair to the most shocking yet hilarious spectacle. You and Mom would always ensure that you visited in Achimota and the mischief that you got up to, defying gravity with each flight. You've been among the clouds, you were an artist, fearless recklessness, mundane of life, raised us to challenge even at the risk of standing alone. We economic system on the plight of people of Africa. Live your life, make your mistakes, and most importantly, never let your feet leave the ground. Armed forces, the precision of our Air Force, not just for oneself, but for one's fellow Ghanaian in the face of adversity. And of course, let's not forget the whatever your shortcomings, you always thought about the health and well-being of others before yourself. And it's such a shame that not every individual got to see or experience that about you. Of numerous students, telling your family to squeeze in the car while you gave countless strangers a lift on the motorway. Since your passing, we have been inundated by testimonies. Father, grandfather, sage, friend, daddy, thank you. So walk briskly and purposefully as you do among the ancestors. You will always be our warrior.
And it will be read by Alhaji Udu Yahya, after which
tribute and principles is him in just a few paragraphs. This stretches over 4 decades. This tribute gives us the opportunity to say only a few things. Enduring institution that to promote progress for all, especially he hated exploitation of ordinary people. His towering image, charisma, irrespective of their status, illiterate, to restore, led to their arrest. We saw a manifestation of his selfishness to sacrifice his life for others, standing trial with him. He offered to carry on was the trigger for the uprising of June 4th, 1979. Up the rots in the Ghana Army of uprising for restoration of justice and seek accountability program of return of the country to his conviction that Ghana could nation and commitment Ghanaians who were deported back to Ghana. All the deportees were being received at the Aflao, Sankasi and Tatale borders, Tema and Takoradi harbors, and Kotoka International Airport, with medical facilities, psychological counseling and transport to the respective towns and villages of the deportees. He was committed to reverse the socio-economic state of the country from a country of shortages and queues to a country of plenty. Queues became a thing of the past, and most Ghanaian professionals began to return to help build their country. Black markets in respect of dealings in foreign exchange by Ghanaians, controlled prices, and kalabule became things of the past. Inflation was brought down, the import license system was eliminated, and economic liberalization became, for the first time after independence, Ghana's economic system. Ghana's exports revenue began to soar, and diversification of the economy was also pursued vigorously. The economic and social infrastructure, which had largely broken down due to years of neglect, underwent serious rehabilitation. Under him, electricity from Akosombo was extended to all the then 10 regions of Ghana, the then 110 district capitals, and towns and villages, which accelerated development in Ghana. The road sector underwent expansion to the rural areas, and the ports in Takoradi and Tema saw rehabilitation and expansion, as well as our airports at Kotoka, Kumasi, and Tamale. The educational system was not left out. The grammar-type education, which was inherited from our colonial masters, was changed to the Junior Secondary School, JHS, and the Senior Secondary School, SHS. Public universities were increased from 3 to 6. The medical school in the north at UDS, University of Development Studies, was added to the existing 2 at Kolebu and Konfonochi. The policy of each region having a polytechnic was rolled out to address the middle manpower requirement for the industrial development of the country. Several political landmarks were achieved in the decade that the 31st December Revolution lasted. Among these are the reversal of the economic decline of the early 1980s, the restructuring of the state institutions, political stability, the mobilization of women under the leadership of Her Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo Rawlings, the founding of the National Democratic Congress, the building of the foundations of the current Fourth Republic. Given that Rawlings meant the PNDC was a provisional administration, he ably guided and tailored the process of transition to the constitutional rule that began in Ghana in 1992 and has since endured. The process created the opportunity for the founding of the National Democratic Congress to help consolidate the values that Jerry John Rawlings had always espoused. Since his message over the decade resonated with the ordinary Ghanaian, he easily won the first and second general elections in the Fourth Republic with the party he founded, the NDC. Perhaps it is appropriate to state here that His Excellency President Jerry John Rawlings signed the party's manifesto with his blood at Ho to signify the deep faith he had in the party to the principles which he believed in. Indeed, many of the persons that served in these administrations of the Airforce and PNDC have held different positions in the NDC and are still loyal members of the party. The role of President Jerry John Rawlings as the founding father of the NDC is immortalized by Article 5 of the NDC Constitution, and it states, the founding father of the National Democratic Congress is Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, upon whose vision and leadership the party was established. On the completion of his 2 terms as president in the Fourth Republic, President Jerry John Rawlings took up the position of the chairman of the Council of Elders of the party and did not stop advising and admonishing the party until his unfortunate passing on November 12, 2020. As a party, his death is difficult to bear, and a huge vacuum has been created that will be difficult to fill. But we are consoled by the fact that his legacy of establishing the most enduring democracy in the history of the Republic of Ghana bears testimony to the principles and values that pushed him into the political life of Ghana a little over 4 decades ago. Ghana, Africa, and the world have lost one of those rare leaders who did not put personal aggrandizement over service to the people and nation. President J.J. Rawlings was a leader and a true son of Africa, who was a peace builder in Africa. Ghana was the first country, the first African country to move into Liberia to stop the carnage during its civil war, then to Sierra Leone and Guinea with its own resources before the international community joined in. Under Rawlings, Ghana was in Rwanda during its civil war, where over 1 million Rwandese lost their lives. And when all the international community, including the United Nations, withdrew their personnel, President Rawlings ordered our troops under the command of General Anyidohu to stay on and save lives. The United Nations appointed him as a peacemaker in the Somali conflict to bring the warring factions in Somalian conflicts to the negotiating table. President Rawlings, we owe you gratitude for helping in the founding of the NDC, the National Democratic Congress. And we assure you that we will uphold your legacy as long as we exist as a political party. Your kind is rare, and we are proud that we have benefited from the fountain of your vision and wisdom. May God grant your soul eternal and perfect and peaceful rest, and may the earth gently lie on your remains. Fare thee well, our leader, our former president, our chairman of PNDC, our chairman of AFRC, our founder, and our chairman of Council of Elders. Hedenue, fare thee well. Thank you.
Pachi Hudu Yahya of the NDC, once Secretary General of the party, reading the tribute of Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. He was one of the strong men that Rawlings used when forming the NDC.
The next tribute of Ashrifi, Chief Staff Officer of the Air Force Headquarters, tribute by the Ghana Armed Forces.
Tribute to the late Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. The great Nelson Mandela said, and I quote, "All in country, he can rest in peace." I believe I have made any keen observer. We agree that these words of Nelson Mandela resonate equally with the life of His Excellency Flight Lieutenant James, was commissioned into the Air Branch of the Ghana Air Force. Of his basic military training, flying was very evident, even as by dint of hard work and dedication, cadet, and was awarded the March in Takoradi Dreams of. Over time, he distinguished. In addition to flying duties, Jerry John Rawlings was posted to the number 1 squadron of the. His passion for precision, appointments with the renowned, he simply loved management and the art of flying, especially motorbikes. Whilst in active service standards, he was very firm, fair. He exhibited good leadership qualities at the flight lines, and at social etiquettes were that of an officer and a gentleman. In addition, he was an ardent sportsman, and he participated in the organizing committee on a number of occasions. And as the officer in charge of the Ghana Armed Forces boxing team, led it to win several of Ghana, is now legendary and hardly needs any repetition. He had a deep sense of patriotism. His daunting spirit was unbreakable and could never be affected of Ghana, and the architect of the Fourth Republic, which has been the most enduring. Whilst he was in active service, they only know him from open source armed forces